Hey everybody, I'm here today to tell you something that you should do every single time that you turn your car. Now the interesting thing about this is that many drivers don't do this, but they should, because it'll allow you to make a safer turn and a more effective turn. Not only will your turn be safer, but you'll probably be able to steer much smoother through the turn as well. With that being said, let's get right into the video. This is what you should do every single time that you turn. You should look ahead in the turn and through the turn. Now let me fully explain why this is beneficial, and let me fully explain how to do this properly, because it's not just about looking forward while you turn. There's a little bit more to it. So first and foremost, I'll explain how to do it. What you want to do is, before you start the turn, you want to scan in front of your car, and you want to look at the beginning of the curvature of the turn. So right before you're about to turn, and while you're waiting to turn, if you're sort of waiting to turn at a standstill or slowing down, you want to look in front of your car to make sure, obviously, that it's safe to do so. It's safe to start the turn and see what's going on in front of your car with regards to whether you have the right of way or not, and if it is safe to start the turn. And then you want to start looking at the beginning of the curvature of the turn. So let's say I was turning left, I would look in front of my car, then I would look right at the beginning of where I would be turning, and then I'm going to look ahead for pretty much the rest of the turn. So you're making sure that it's safe to start the turn when you look in front of the car and at the beginning of the curvature of the turn. Then you look ahead, because looking ahead is going to allow you to see the future of the turn. So if you don't look ahead, this is what might happen. Let's say I start making the turn and I don't look ahead. I'm just constantly looking and in front of the car of where I'm currently turning in the curvature. Okay? Then what might happen is I start making that turn, I start accelerating, and then I realize, wow, there's a parked car, or there's a pedestrian crossing, or there's a branch on the road, or a fallen tree, or anything that can potentially be in front of you while you're driving, right? But if you look ahead, you're going to see those things in advance. So you got to look in front of the car at the beginning of the curvature of the turn, and then for the rest of the turn, as soon as you start moving, you're looking ahead. So if I was turning left, like I said, I'd look in front of the car, the beginning of the curvature of the turn, and then I would look for ahead in the turn. Now obviously, in your peripheral vision, you're still looking around the front of the car. If I'm looking ahead in the turn like this, I can still see everything that's going on in front of the car. So that's not to say you have like your blinders on and you're just looking directly through the turn. You're still looking, in front of the car at what's going on around you, because, things can pop up, things can happen. So you're still looking in front of you, but your main area of focus is going to be in front of the turn, through the turn, ahead of the turn. And that's because it tells you what's going on in advance. So meaning, if I'm starting to make this turn and I've already scanned in front of the car, I've already scanned at the beginning of the turn, and I look ahead in the turn, I can see any parked cars, I can see any cars that are driving slowly, any pedestrians that might be crossing the street, any branches on the road, any animals that are on the road, anything. And that's the point. And the second reason, in addition to the safety factor of telling you what's happening, on the road in advance, there's also the smoothness factor. So doing this is going to allow you to make a turn much smoother. Now you see, if I focus on just the road in front of me when I'm turning, I'm going to make little micro adjustments, because I'm going to say, well, you know what? I'm a little too far to the left, so I have to turn to the right. And then I'm a little too far to the right, so I have to turn to the left, because you're never going to get it just perfect. But when you look ahead, you can average out all of those imperfections. So if you're looking right in front of the car, you're going to be constantly going right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, making these adjustments, okay? And they're probably not going to be micro adjustments that you won't notice. They're like, those are normal. You're probably going to be making more like macro adjustments, which are more aggressive turns of the steering wheel. But if you look ahead in the turn, what's going to happen is you're going to say, well, I have to go a little bit to the left with my steering wheel, but then I see I'm probably going to have to go a little bit to the right. So I'm just going to keep the wheel where it is. And you're going to average out all of those little adjustments, and you're going to get a perfect curvature, because instead of going right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, you're just going to be able to go a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right, because you're gonna average out all of those little adjustments to get a nice good curvature with your turn. But that's basically it. In this video, I've told you something to do when you turn every single time. Whether you're turning right or left, you want to look ahead in the turn. Now, like I said, look in front of the car, look at the beginning of the turn, and then look ahead. And still use your peripheral vision to look around you and around the front of the car, but look ahead in your pathway of the turn. If I'm turning left, I'm going to be looking in front of the car at the beginning of the curvature and then ahead. If I'm turning right, in front of the car, the beginning of the curvature, and then ahead. I'm looking ahead down the road. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.